Hello everyone, welcome to Ajiro Tech. Ajiro Tech. In this video, we're going to be looking at the Cambridge IGCSE Information and Communication Technology, the course code 0417 or 0983, paper 2, and we are looking at databases. May, June 2024, and which was a paper that was released a few hours ago as of the time of this recording. And we're looking at the second verse of paper 222. Please take note that the duration time for the whole paper is 2 hours 15 minutes. Instructions are very important, so please go through the instructions. Total mark for this paper is 70, so we're just going to dive through to databases. Okay, you have been supplied with the following source files. Okay, so supply with the source files. So we would talk about the evidence document, but I will just quickly do this. The evidence document, let me just do the evidence document then. So the first thing I will do is to extract. So I'll click on it, right? When you see a zip like this, means that it is compressed. So we need to extract it. So I'll right click on it, click on extract all. Okay, I will open the evidence document. Click on enable editing. Make sure your name. Okay, let me do that. Insert. Header or footer, whichever one I prefer the header. Center alignment. If you've been watching my videos, you probably know why I prefer the center alignment. My name, center number AN017, comma space 24. Now click here, delete, click here, delete. Close my header and footer. Save this document in your work area as evidence followed by a candidate number. So I have this, I'll copy this. Please take note in your exam, it will be a physical copy, not electronic copy. So it's file, save as. You can do it here, or you can actually do it here, where you come to browse, and then I will paste this, and I will replace the 9999, control it. So this evidence 2024, save as type is Word document. Okay, and I'll save. Yes, click on OK. Okay, so we're good to go. So that's fine. So let's proceed. Task 3, database. We are not going to prepare some reports. Dates must be imported in the format of day, month, year. So take note of this. Okay, take note of this. Day, month, year, which is DMY. All currency value must display the same currency symbol and be set to 2 decimal places. Take note of this. 2, all coins, anything that has currency value must be displayed with the same currency symbol set to this. So if you're using pounds, it must be pounds all true. If you're using dollar, it must be dollar all true. If you're using India, it has to be India, will be all true. If you're using euros, it has to be euros all true. Use database software to import this. Now, the recommended software for databases, according to chapter 13, okay, is Microsoft Access. Okay, very important to import this as a new table. So the first thing you need to do before importing is to create the database. That's the first thing you need to do. Right here, right click on it, click on new, click on Microsoft Access, and then you choose the file name. Okay, DB 24. Okay, so I'll open it, and there we have it. So I think this is a more simpler method, right? So now let's import this. Take note of this, the extension CSV, comma separated value. This is a generic file, okay, according to chapter 11, file management. Okay, so generic file. So it is a text file. Okay, so please take note of that. So right here, I'll come to external data because it's not a database file. External data, new data source from file, text file. I'm going to browse for it, port into students. Okay, so let's see. Using these file names and file types and data types. So delimited, because the comma separated value. Next. And please don't forget the first row contain feed names. If you don't do that, is if you don't check this and you click on next, it will assign a default feed name for which is feed 1, feed 2, feed 3, feed 4, and you don't want that. So check the first row to contain feed names. Okay. Are we skipping anything? Skipping any field? Okay, we are not skipping any field. So let's proceed. Next. Right here, I'll click on advanced. Under the code page, I'll change this to what? Western European Windows. So we have course code, last name, first name, gender, roll number, short text. Course code, gender, roll number, short text. Okay. Date of birth, date with time. Okay, we'll change this in the design view. Street address to postcode is short text. Feed paid will be yes or no. Okay, that's data type for Boolean, yes or no. Payment type, short text. Okay, so everything is fine. Again, the date order has to be DMY. Okay, and of course, delimiter, comma. Okay, okay. My primary key is going to be row number. So you can click here or come here and choose this from here, whichever one. Next, finish, close. And then if I open this, close here, click here to select both the fields and the records. So double click on them to ensure everything is properly showing. There are sometimes we might need to do them manually. Okay, so you have to be on the lookout for that. So now we have to change this to yes or no. So to do that, right click, you can save. You can do it from here, right click, design view, or you can close this, right click, design view, whichever one you want to do is fine. So I'm going to go to fee speed, lookup, click on lookup. Under the display control, change the checkbox to what? Text box. Good. Now what else again? They said date of birth. And this is structure they've given us DD-MMM dash. Wow, I think that's medium date. So let's do that. The date of birth, general, my format here. You look for it here. So now you can actually look for it here, which is medium date, right? Or you can actually key in this, right? You can actually key in this by typing it here and it's still going to work, right? So if I save this and I switch to datasheet view, there we have it for the date of birth. Okay, so you can see what I'm talking about under the payment type. Okay, so you have to be on the lookout for them. Okay, I think this is better. All right, so I'm going to save. So what's the next thing? They said place in your evidence document a screenshot showing the feed names, data types, and primary keys. So let's do that. Save, switch to design view. Now, if your laptop is like mine, right, having 14-inch, right, or 13 or thereabout, how do you go about it? Okay, so this is what you do here. Now you click here, right here, and then you click on show tabs only, and then we have this right here. So now we can take the whole screenshot of this. Okay, so what I would do is click on the Windows icon, get my snipping tool. Right here, click on new. Okay, let me do this. Let me change the background to light mode. So Windows icon personalization, colors, light. Okay, this is better. So let me take the screenshot. Okay. So now what step is it? This is step 13. Step 13. Okay. So right here, right click and then paste. Okay. All right. So we have to save the data. Save. I think I can put this back. Import the file J2422 courses as a new table in your database. So we'll close this, very important. External data, new data source from file, text file. And I'll browse. Now take note of this. You are importing this as a new table. You are not appending, you are not doing as a link. So this first one is what should be checked, just in case. So browse. Let's look at it. Courses, okay. Okay. Delimited, comma. First row contain feed name, don't forget. All right. Advanced. Code page, Western European Windows. Date order has to be this. So let's look at it. The level is number. That's long integer. That's fine. Just move this here. Course name, course ID, course type, study mode, duration is short text. Okay. Course. The course cut. So the course cut is currency. The cost here is, you change this from double to what? Currency. Okay. And it's 2 decimal places. Start date with time. Okay. So everything is fine here. Click on OK. So what's the primary key? Course ID. So right here, course ID, or you choose it from here. Next, and then finish. Close. Courses. Click and select both the records and row. Okay. The fields and records. Fields here, records. Now double click on them to ensure everything is showing. Okay. Now mine is already set to pounds. Okay, so whichever one yours is set to, please ensure it is going to be the same across. Very important. All right, so I'm going to save and I'm going to switch to design view. So let's fix this. So the currency is 2 decimal places. So I'll click here on my data type currency. Now under the data decimal places, just choose 2. And that's all. You don't have to standardize it. You only standardize it when it's double. Okay. So 2, save. What else? This start date is date month year, so that's fine. Save, switch to datasheet view. Okay, so day, month, year, so that's fine. All right. So place in your evidence document a screenshot showing the feed name, data types, and primary what key. Okay, so let's do that. Probably change this to light. Switch this to design view and take my screenshot. New. Okay. So this is what step. Also, this is also step 13. Okay. All right. I'll save this and I'll close. You can see the primary key is there as well. So Step 14. Create a one-to-many relationship between course ID in the courses table and course code in the student table. So right here, database tools, relationships, double click on this, you can close this, take your cursor here, double click, take your cursor here, it changes to this, double click, courses ID, the courses table, okay. So I'll drag from here, drag this to this to create the relationship. So I'm going to click on create. Okay. All right. So I'm going to one to many. So I'll click here, this line here, right? Or click the line here, come to edit relationship, or right click here, edit relationship, and you take the screenshot. Now here's the twist. You can actually take the screenshot of this, or you can take the screenshot of this, and the examiners will both give you the mark. Okay, so whether you're taking this, whether you're taking this, they are going to give you the mark, because from here you can see the course ID to the course code, and they can now see that this is one to many. Okay, all right. So now I'm going to take my screenshot, new. So this is going to be what? Step 14. Okay, so I'm just going to reduce this a bit. Okay, picture format, crop. All right, so I'll save this. So we've seen the field and the type of relationship, and we've placed this. Step 15, enter the following details as a new record in the student table. So I'll save this and I'll close. Okay, so this is the courses and the student. So student table here. Now here is first record, here is next record, here is the last record, here is previous. Here is to create a blank one. So I'll click on the blank and I'm going to do this, split them. Okay, I'll copy this course code, paste it, last name, copy this, paste it, first name, copy this. You have to be very careful, paste it. You know what, I'm just going to type it. Mail, hit on my tab, I will 0561, okay, 09 a slash 06 slash 1988. Okay, 54 Pershaw Lane. Please ensure you're typing everything the same thing. Free PB51 space 7EH. Okay, no, okay, and it's going to be with a check. Okay, so please, this is very, very important. Okay, All right. They brought this up for my date of birth. Mm, that's just a trick because they've even not given us a format already. Okay, what can we use to find it? Okay, persistent enough. Let's use um okay, let's use this, the course code to find it. Okay, so we have others. Okay, this is it right here. Okay, so it's important that you're able to find it. Okay, and then you check through. Errors so many students have made is they just rush through their work. Hmm? Okay, step 16. Close. Using fields from both tables, produce a tabular report. Fields from both tables, produce a tabular report. So to do that, what we'll do here is we'll go to create. We can actually use the wizard or we can actually use the design to actually do that. Okay, so whichever one that is comfortable for you, you can actually do that. So I'm just going to use design from both tables. So I'll bring this. Okay, and close this. The first thing we'll look at is this. Show only this field, the fields. Row number. So put row number right here. First name. I put first name right here. Last name. I put last name right here. Date of birth right here. Course name. Level. Fees paid. Payment type. Cost. The cost of it. Okay. Late payment is what we are going to create. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Now, the next thing is let's create the field before I run the criteria, right? They said contains a new field called late payment, which is calculated at runtime. Okay, so let's save this first. Let's save this. So I'm going to use the title here. Includes only the title. I'll copy this. So save this. I'm going to paste this here. So again, I'll right click, save, and I will just paste backspace and then Control V, click on OK, and then I'll run it. So now we have this. Okay, showing. So now we can switch to our design view and let's do that. So we have a new field right here. So I'll click here on this new field and I'll go to builder, or you can right click and you click on build. I'm giving you so many alternatives here, guys. And that is the beauty of Ajiro Tech. So please, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you probably want to do that now. And I have a masterclass. I think this is a good time to talk about masterclass. I have a masterclass, and not just on ICT, but in other subjects in IGCSE. And then we have A-level. We'll talk about A-level when we get to A-level videos, right? So if this is a good time for those who are not in the masterclass, who have not joined the masterclass, you probably want to subscribe to, because trust me, we have a one-on-one kind of teaching where we teach you as a student, make you understand how to prepare yourself for IGCSE, not just in ICT but for other subjects. Trust me, if you're not in that masterclass, you're actually missing. And if you've not subscribed to this YouTube channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. So just hit on the subscribe button. That's your first assignment right here in the Ajiro Tech. You've done that. You're a good student. Good. All right, so let's go ahead. Okay, so let's explain this, which is calculated at runtime. This field must display the new cost, after a 2% increase has been applied. Now take note of this. 2% increase has been applied, not half. And this was, I think this was one of the issues that many learners faced during this paper in May, June. Okay, it has already been applied. What do I mean? Now let's do a little bit of math. So you have 100%, right? Plus a 2%, all of course 100, right? So 100 plus 2 will give you 102 over 100. And if you divide all two, you are going to have 1.02. So at the end of the day, this is what you are having right here. So this is what you are having right here. So it has already been applied. So you're not applying it again. All right, so here we're having the cost cuts multiplied by this. Okay. Double click on it. Yes. Multiplied by 1.02. And I'll click on OK. Now take note, it's going to show expression 1. This expression 1 is a default field name that every time you perform a calculation is going to give to you. So now we want to modify it. So I'm going to copy this, copy, and I'll go back to my builder, remove only the expression 1, and then paste this, late payment, and I'll click on OK. Okay. Now format this field to display currency. Okay, so I'll come here to my property sheet. My format here is going to be what? Currency. And then I'm going to run it. So now we have this. Very important. We have this. So now let's, and again, we're going to have it to, let me switch this to 2 decimal places. Design view, decimal places is going to be 2. Now you're wondering, why is it going to be 2? It's going to be 2 because, look at this. Now they said, multiply, format this field to display currency. Now, if you go back to the beginning task, they said all currency value must display the same currency symbol and be set to what? 2 decimal places. So please don't forget. Okay? Don't forget. All right. So now I can run it, and there, if there's going to be more than anything else, we have this all figured out. All right. So I'm going to save. So now the next thing we want to do is select the records where feed paid is no. So this is going to be is, right? Is no, which is more or less equals to no or just no, whichever one, equals to no or just no. Okay, so I'm going to switch to design view, close this, feed paid, the fees paid, I'll just put no. And then I'll run this. So now I have how many records? 89 records for the fees paid. No. The next one is what? Payment type is check or credit card. So literally this, you can just type in this and it's going to work for payment type. Right click, design view. I'll paste this and I'm going to run it. So now we have what? 46 records, which is the payment type. Okay. Save. Okay. So now when we are looking at this, now I didn't explain, so I'm going to explain what I just did. Now, and I'll be doing that in my previous video, I'm going to do that. Let's say using field from both table, put tabular report. The first thing you do, like I said, is to do a query. And which is a query, really? A query is an extraction of data, right? So we use this as a query. Okay, so we use this for queries, and we use this for queries. Okay, very important. We also use this to show the fields for our query, and we'll stop here. When it comes to in this order, that is where we now begin our report. So everything here is the report, but we also use this because we have to move all this field in this order for our report. So please, this is very, very important to know which is your query and which is your report. Again, a query is an extraction of data. Hope that makes sense. Okay. So I think I can just wipe this off. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is the report. So I'll save this and I'll close, create, and I'll do my report wizard. And I'm just going to go to the query and move everything here. So I'm going to go to next. Now they said what? In this order, let's see. Of course, we're going to arrange it in the report, right? But it's also okay to arrange it here, because even by arranging it here, notice something, that the sorting is still going to, disorganize everything. Okay, so but when you are doing your report view, it has to be in that order. Very important. Okay, so here we have, do not group the data. Very important. Do not group the data. So this is on group data. This is group data. Okay, on group data. So I'm going to click on next. Next. What are we sorting by? Sort the data into ascending order of level. Okay, and descending order of course name. Okay, ascending order of level and descending order of course name. Next, reports are tabular, forms are columnar. What orientation? Landscape. Okay, what's going to be the title? This is going to be the title for it. Copy, paste this. Okay, so I'm going to save this. All right, so I'm going to switch this to my layout view. They said this is going to be displayed in a larger font size, fully visible at the top of the page. So I'll click here, format, bold, black, 24 is not a crime. Okay, so now let's arrange this in this order. So what do we have here? The first one is row number. Level is where? Level is after course name. Okay, so they just changed everything for us. So fees paid. Okay, so how do we do this? How do we go about this now? Okay, I'm gonna do this. Okay, let me make the alignment to be the same for the. Okay, so move this here. I'm going to fix it. So I have the row number. Okay, I can use this to move it here. Select this. Please select everything together, both your field and your records. Now move this to here. I'm using my, you can use the touchpad to do that, right? They have to be the same. I'm using my arrow key now to move it here. Okay, so row number, first name. Okay, you can drag it here like this. There's so many ways to do this. So many ways. Last name. Mm-hmm. Um, Date of birth. Okay. Course name. We'll fix it, so that's fine. Level. Fees paid. payment type, the cost of it for each of the course. I prefer them to be in one alignment. Late payment, just in case you made an error, Ctrl Z would be very good for you. Okay, so now I've done this, I think it can now start arranging them. Okay, so you saw what happened, right? So you have to be very careful, and you also have to check to ensure nothing is being cut off. Very important that you check. Okay, I think this is where the magic will be. Okay, so let's check print preview. Let's check to ensure that nothing is being cut off first. That's the first thing. Then I don't have anything cut off. That is very important. You have to check. I think everything is fine. I think everything is fine. Okay, I think everything is fine here. I think I can still move this a bit. Yeah, I think this is fine. So I'll switch to my design view. And for each of this row, I'm holding my control, format, bold, and then make it black. So if I come here to my print preview, this is better. Love this. Good. So layout view. There's always something new with the Ajiro Tech. Okay, so let's see this. Fit on a single page wide and print on 2 pages. You can see this. Okay, so the next one is has your name, center number, candidate number in the footer of the report, so it appears in the same position on every page. On every page. So on every page means that's the page footer. Now let me explain this for you real quick. We have the page header, report header rather. So this appears only on the first page. We have, that's the report header. We have the page header. This will appear on every page. We have the details here, which is the body. We have the page footer. This appears on every page in the bottom. These are the top, while the report footer appears on the last page. The report footer appears on the last page. So when they talk about has your name, comma, space, center number, comma, space, candidate number in the footer of the report, so it appears in the same position on every page, they are simply talking about the page footer. Now, if they say only has, simply means that you have to remove this and this right here and this right here. But since you say just has your name, we can still leave it. It's still fine. Okay, we can still leave it, and you will not be marked down. So you need to know when to remove it and when not to. All right. So under my report design, my labels here. Okay. Comma space, center number AN 017, comma space 2024. Format, center, black, bold. I think I can increase the font size to probably like 14. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I think everything is sorted here. Save, print preview. Let me print this. So right here, I'm going to print. Please, Microsoft print to PDF. Okay. And properties, you will see that, of course, it's landscape and it's A4. Very important. Paper size has to be A4. Okay. Please. So I'm going to print. Let me look for it. It's going to be print out report 1. DB report 1. That's database report 1. Okay. So I'll save this and I'll close. Let's look at the next one. Using fields from both tables, produce labels. So labels are just like report. Okay. So it's still the same structure. We have to first of all create a query and then we'll create the labels, right? So I'll click on my create. So we have this. So we're going to use this. Now, most time they can give it here. Most time they'll just tell you how they want it. So we're using this to actually create our labels. Okay, so I'm going to use the report wizard for this, the query wizard for this. Or you can also use the query design, whichever one, but I just want to switch it. So query wizard. And please let me know in the comment section which is easier for you, the query design or the query wizard. So simple query wizard. Let me see. Using field from both tables. So don't tamper with that query that you have created before. So we have the course name. So I think that's for this. So if you double click on it, it moves here, or you can use this to move it one at a time, or use it to move everything at a time, or use it to bring it back, right? Or to bring everything back. Course type. Start date. First name. Last name. Street address. Area. Postcode. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. What's going to be our title for it? Okay, so I don't have a title. So I'm just going to give it label student. Okay. Or I'll just give it student courses. Yes. Okay, no stress. No stress, right? So that's fine for me. All right. So I'm putting the underscore. You can actually give spaces for it. That's also fine. Close, rename. You can actually give spaces for it. And that will be fine. Right? But if you're using MySQL, you probably know the underscore. So I'm used to it. Okay, so we have this. So now the next thing we need to do is we have to the queries, right? So we have to we're using this for our queries. Course name includes the text crop includes. So I will switch to my design view, the course name. So I have the course name here includes. So here we have includes the text. So we use the wildcard, right? So include here will be asterisk crop asterisk. If it's beginning with the text, it's going to be crop asterisk. Okay, and if it's ending with it, it's going to be asterisk crop. So this is for end, this is for begin, this is for include. Okay. Then if we have not including, it's going to be this or not. Okay, so take note of that. Okay. Okay, so hope you've learned something today. There's always something new. There's always something to learn with Ajiro Tech. All right. So course name includes a text crop. So this is going to be asterisk crop asterisk, and I'm going to run it. So what do we have now? We have 24. All right. So the next one is what? The next one is the course type is university. So I'm just going to do this. Copy. Course type is university. So I'll run it. So at the end of the day, we have 14 records. Okay. So we have 14 records. All right. I'll sort it into ascending order of last name. So we'll do this in labels. Okay. So I'll save, close. Now for me to create my label, I have to be on the query, which is the student courses, create labels. Okay. So now the problem now is when we are choosing arranging 2 columns and 5 rows, right? And 5 rows with 10 labels to the pages. 2 columns. So this is 2 columns across, right? 2 columns across, and I would work with that. I'll still work with this, and we're going to work with it, right? Because this is 2 columns across, so I'll work with it. So I'll click on next, and then the font name and font weight, I'll leave it like that. I don't have to bold anything, so I'll leave it like that. Font size, I'll just leave it like this. Next. So now let's arrange it the way it needs to be. So I have my course name. I'll move it here, course name. Hit on my enter. Course type. And then notice that there's a dash, space, dash, space, start date. Hit on enter. First name, there's a space, double click last name, hit on enter. Street address, hit on enter. Area, hit on enter. Postcode. Okay, next, what are we sorting by? Sorting the ascending order of what? Last name. Ascending order of last name. Okay. Next, so this is going to be labels student name. Okay. Just put a dash then. So let's go. Let's see this. So what do I have here? I have, how many pages is this? 1, 2, 3. All right, so go to my design view. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's very important that you know how to do this. Okay. So what I did is I'm just going to be adjusting it till I have what the question is saying, which is what? 2 columns and 5 rows with 10 labels to the page. Okay. So this is very important. So now I have this. Now, what do we do here? Now let's go here. Has your name, serial number, account number on the left at the bottom of each label. Now, we didn't do that here, right? But we can also do, we're supposed to do it there, but we can also do it here, just in case. So what I would do here is I'll click on my label, and I'm going to draw this, okay? And I'm going to type in my name, AN017, comma, space, 2024. Okay, so here I'm having area, just going to make it the same. Area, this is 8, so I'm just going to make it 8 here. Okay, and I'm going to make this black. Okay, so I have this. Okay, so let's check. So this is having this across. Okay, so just in case you forgot to add your name, you forgot to add this, has your name, cell number, candidate number on the left at the bottom of each label, right? You can also do that in the design view, so you don't have to panic if you don't do that. There are so many ways to do that, right? My focus was to ensure that we have this as 5 in the page, because at the end of the day it has to be 10. And if you look at this, this is 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, which is 10, right? Which is with 10 labels to the page, and then we can have the other, right? It's going to be in a portrait orientation with the size of this, so you don't have to bother about these two. As long as it's 2 across, you can actually modify to have this. Modify this format of the label so that only the first 2 lines, so these first 2 lines, right, okay, are displayed in the larger font size, center the line and bold. Center the line and bold. So let's do that. Design view. The first 2 lines, okay, center the line and bold. So I'm going to make it center line. I'm going to make it bold, and I'm going to be in a larger font size. So what I would do here is I'm going to select, I'm holding my control to select all of them, and I'll move it down. Okay, just going to give a little bit of space and do this. I'm going to increase the font size to probably like 10. I think 10 will do the trick. Okay, maybe 9.5. Okay, let's see 9. 9, please. Yes, I think 9 is fine. Okay, so I have this as 9. Okay, okay. So now let's see the print preview. Good. Think this is better. Okay, so this is better. Okay, so this is looking good. So with your name in the bottom left, okay, appearing on all the pages in each of the labels. All right, so that's fine. Anything else? Make sure that the data on every label is fully visible with no overlap on any field. Okay, so there's no overlap on any field. All right, so save and print your labels. So let's print. Again, please remember the paper size has to be A4. Now, this might not have any effect now, but when you're printing in your physical exam, that has to do with probably you have an A4 and you're printing in, and you have a letter printed on A4, you might see the difference. So please, you don't want to make that mistake. So I'm going to print this. So this is going to be print out label. Okay, so this is label report 2, right? So this is going to be okay. So let's see what we have done so far. So let me refresh so we can open our work. It's important for you to open your work to see what you have done. So I have this.